Welcome to the Levant, a land where myth and history intertwine, and where every stone tells a story of conquest, faith, and resilience. In the next few minutes, we'll trace this region's evolution from ancient patriarchs and legendary kings to modern conflicts that continue to shape its destiny. Ancient foundations and patriarchs. Before kingdoms rose, the Levant was a cradle of civilization, home to diverse peoples. The Canaanites, skilled in agriculture and trade, established early city-states like Jericho and Byblos. To the north, the Phoenicians, famed for their seafaring, developed the first alphabet, an innovation that shaped written language worldwide. By 2000 BCE, a new tradition emerged. Abraham, revered as the patriarch of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, journeyed from Mesopotamia to Canaan, forming what he believed was a divine covenant. This marked a shift toward monotheism, laying the foundations for religious traditions that continue today. As the Hebrews settled among the Canaanites, their traditions evolved through trade, conflict, and cultural exchange, setting the stage for the kingdoms that would later define this land. Bronze, iron, and classical transformations. The Levant entered the Age of Kingdoms. Under the leadership of figures like King Saul and King David, early Israelite communities solidified into monarchies. However, internal divisions and foreign invasions altered their fate. The Kingdom of Israel fell to the Assyrians in 722 BCE, while the Babylonians exiled the people of Judah in 586 BCE. In 539 BCE, the Persian Empire allowed exiles to return and rebuild. By 331 BCE, Alexander the Great's conquests introduced Hellenistic culture, Greek language, philosophy, and art interwoven with local traditions. The Romans, who seized control in 63 BCE, transformed the region, and under their rule, Christianity emerged, reshaping the spiritual landscape of the Levant forever. Medieval and Ottoman transformations. By the medieval era, the Levant had become a battleground for power and faith. In 1199, European crusaders, led by Baldwin I, captured Jerusalem, establishing the Kingdom of Jerusalem. Their rule was marked by both cultural exchanges and brutal conflict. However, in 1187, the legendary Muslim general Salah al-Din Saladin reclaimed the city, marking a decisive shift. By the 13th century, the Mamluks expelled the Crusaders, restoring Islamic rule and sparking a renaissance in art and science. In 1516, the Ottoman Empire absorbed the Levant, uniting it under a vast administrative system. The Ottomans allowed religious communities, Muslims, Christians, and Jews, to self-govern under the millet system. For centuries, trade and cultural exchange flourished, yet tensions remained, foreshadowing the upheavals to come. Modern conflict. Following World War I, the collapse of the Ottoman Empire redrew the Levant's borders. Under the British mandate, new nationalist aspirations emerged. In 1948, David Ben-Gurion declared the establishment of Israel, sparking the First Arab-Israeli War. Hundreds of thousands of Palestinians fled or were expelled in what became known as the Nakba, or catastrophe. Tensions escalated with wars in 1956, 1967, and 1973. The 1967 Six-Day War saw Israel occupy the West Bank, Gaza, Sinai, and the Golan Heights, reshaping the region's geopolitics. As Palestinian nationalism grew, Yasser Arafat and the Palestinian Liberation Organization, PLO, became key players. The 1987 First Intifada and the 2002 Intifada marked large-scale uprisings against Israeli occupation. Meanwhile, Hamas, emerging in 1987, positioned itself as both a resistance group and a political entity, further polarizing the struggle. Efforts for peace included the 1978 Camp David Accords and the 1993 Oslo Accords, which granted the PLO limited governance in the West Bank and Gaza, yet violence and distrust persisted. Most recently, the October 7, 2023, attacks reignited violence, further complicating the search for peace. Israel retaliated with a military and bombing campaign that has continued to this day, leaving Gaza nearly destroyed, fueling discussions on redevelopment and the potential expulsion of Palestinians. Meanwhile, controversial remarks by President Trump suggesting the redevelopment of Gaza have sparked global debate. The region remains a flashpoint of geopolitical contention as history continues to shape the present. This video has offered a brief overview of an extraordinarily deep and complex history, a mere glimpse into a saga that defies complete description. We have journeyed from the ancient footsteps of Abraham and the legendary reigns of Saul and David, through transformative eras of empire and cultural fusion, to the turbulent modern conflicts that persist today. But history is not just about the past. It provokes the questions that define our time. Who has rightful claim to this land? Are recent U.S. statements a diplomatic stance, or a call for forced removal? Has Israel's response crossed into the realm of genocide, or is it a war for survival? Does the right of return belong to Palestinians, Israelis, or both? These are not easy questions, and the answers are far from settled. We invite you to share your thoughts in the comments below, respectfully and critically. Let's continue the conversation.